Okay, so I bought one of these cheap little sliding tables for my drill press. So it's kind of like a milling machine table, but obviously a lot cheaper. $70 roundabout you can pick one up for, just to put on your home drill press. A little bit frustrating because the vice clamp screw is on one side and the axis screw is on the other side. Makes it very difficult to mount on your drill press because there's just no room. You don't want to be reaching around the back and have it mounted sideways. Mount it this way, okay, but you don't usually mill or drill stuff clamped in this way. It's normally sideways. So I thought, right, this has got to be fixed. So what I've done is disassemble it, okay, quite easy, quite simply put together. 2 screws at the front. And that lets you wind the axis screw out. So we're just going to remove it for a minute. Because what I want to do is I want to slide this guy out. And I'm going to spin it around so that it's this way. Drill press with the axis screw on the same side as the vice screw, so that we can mount it on the drill press, which what I call the vice mounted the right way, like so, which will let me tighten the vice up no problem and wind it in and out as well as sideways, so I've got access to all the knobs and screws, and it's going to take up less room and I can mount it square. So what I have to do is a couple of little minor things to the top sliding part of it. I have to notch this little bit out here just a tiny bit because it fouls on the boss for the thread to wind the axis screw in and out. And also because we're going to be switching this guy around, the bearing plate from this side to this side, it's just not, it hasn't been milled flat, okay, so I'm just going to flatten this, and then we need to drill 2 holes and tap them for the mounting screws, and then that's basically it. Okay, so I've just done the modification to the top slide, a notch out of there to clear the little boss that the thread screws to, a quick basic flatten of the top here where our winder guide's going to bolt, drilled it, tapped it, ready to screw that in. So now I'm going to reassemble it and show you how it goes together, and I'll show you how it works in what my opinion is a better way, or better suits me. So first of all, we put the lock plate into the body. Just make sure you don't lose it because you'll need it. This is the part that controls the wobble in the slide, and also that locks it when you want it to drill a piece of work so that it doesn't move around. Now is also the time to grease everything if you want to. There's obviously pros and cons to greasing. Grease attracts dirt and grit, which is going to get in your threads and slides. So some people like to leave them dry, so it doesn't attract grit and swarf and everything in your threads, but it's going to make your slide a lot jittery, and I prefer a little bit of grease. Lube's always a good thing, in my opinion. So I've got that slid in there. Now we're going to put our thread assembly in, and it just screws into the bottom. Start screwing that guy through. Got a bit of grease on the thread as well. You can see here the quality of these cheap castings are playing the thread, but you know, for the DIYer or home machinist, something that you can buy off the shelf and bolt onto your home drill press, it's pretty good for the price. Anyway, screw that bad boy in. Now we're going to put our screws back in. These are M6 by 1mm pitch thread, so that's what you need to tap in the casting. I've just added some spring washers there so that we can keep it tight so it won't rattle around. Just going to start by hand. And in we go. Just don't lock them up completely tight before we start the operation of it, because there is going to be some play in this thread and we need to see if it's going to work freely. Which it does. So that's nice. And out of interest, when you screw the vice thread out, either change a workpiece or put a big workpiece in there. Interestingly enough, the knob clears the thread, so no modification needed to the slide knob or the vice thread, which I love. So this is a straight out easy off conversion. So there we have it. Now we can adjust the gap and the play on both the slides, which you have to do when it's new anyway. I haven't touched those yet. And mount it on our press. So here she is. It'll mount down like that to what I think is a lot than the original design. So here's some close-ups of how it fits on the drill press bed. So we don't have any annoying knobs to try and screw at the back, which is going to foul our upright post. The side slides on the left, or if you wanted to, you could spin this whole thing around and mount it on the right. So that's up to you. You can customize that as well. I like it here because my drill press up and down knobs are on this side. Okay, so I can wind the drill down with my right hand, machine on this axis on my left. The vice and the in and out axis are here, so both accessible. Again, out of the way of everything. And obviously it's up to you to drill the holes in your bed to mount it to your drill press. It's fairly straightforward. So yeah, I think I'm happy with that now, and I hope that helped you guys too.